Hi there, viewers. Welcome to my next video called The Best Sega Mega Drive Shmups. Here at number 12, we have, wait for it, Whip Rush. That's right, Whip Rush, 2222 AD. Kind of like a mixture of R-Type with Aero Flash or Air Busters. That's right, you can change your speed like in Thunder Force. When you shoot down enemies in a pattern, notice the icon will change from a powerful laser all the way to the option. Here at number 11, we have Zeroing. That's right. A toe plan shooter, unlike the arcade, the Sega Mega Drive does have a little more story going on. I know most people will also prefer the PC Engine version, but this is the Mega Drive version, where you fight the evil person with the eye patch. This guy. That's right. It's the same age as Sonic the Hedgehog from 1991, along with Thunder Force 3. That's right, your spaceship can drag a few weaker enemies. You have the white shot, which is red, the blue shot, which is the laser, and the green shot, which is the homing missiles. So give this a shot, since this is one of the good shoot-em-ups that Toplan's ever done. Even though I say it's a little bit better than its arcade counterpart and probably a bit more colorful. So give Zeroing a try. At number 10, we have a game which was also ported on the Amiga. Here we have the Mighty Battle Squadron. That's right, Battle Squadron, a vertical shooter. This might be as tough as nails, since I know stage 1 will be a little bit of a pushover, and it will force you to use your bombs. Notice that 2 players is where this game is at, but even with 2 players, this game will still be as tough as nails. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said. Okay, viewers, sorry about Battle Squadron for a second, since I'm using my phone camera, since I can't hold a controller and film. But anyway, back to the shoot-em-ups on the Sega Genesis. Here at number 9, we have Space Invaders 91. Or 1990 if you live in Japan. That's right. Like Majestic 12, it's just like any other Space Invaders, but with a great soundtrack by your original company, Taito. Okay, yes, like I said, the aliens are a different color, and unlike other Space Invaders, you only get like 5 hits, and if you lose your life bar, then that's it. Your only option is either to continue, you won't get extra lives, which is a little unfair, unless if it's super rare. So give this a try if you're up for a challenge, since you will also require power-ups, just like in Majestic 12. Next up, we have, developed by Wolf Team, the Mighty Grand War. Unlike the other shooters, which were just spaceships, Grand War, which was also ported on the Sharp X68000, makes you play as a tank. Yes, I'm just gonna show a little bit of the video because I know I'm on the phone camera. Okay, I could, however, notice you have a super shot and then your standard shot. That's right. Unlike other shoot-em-ups, you're just playing as a tank, you have a map to kill the enemies and the evil robots. And yes, you have a shield life bar. So again, I do apologize. Sorry about the way I'm demonstrating the game, okay? I can't move stuff because I'm using my phone camera. but you'll see my shmup list again in the future when I do a remaster version. Okay, back to my title, so let me move on. Okay, at number 7, and yes, I'm just waiting for a demo, because that's why I like to prefer a demo, like you see right now. This is Raiden Trad, based on the arcade. Just like its arcade counterpart, you get the missiles, you have a homie and standard missiles. You get the blue for the laser, and the red for your wide standard shot, and you have bombs. And if you collect medals, and the more bombs you save, the higher your score. But I saved the bombs for the bosses. Yes, Raiden was ported on many ports, but the Sega Genesis is one of the best ones. So give the Sega Genesis version a try if you're up for the challenge. Yes, most of my videos are demo. I am not playing the controller, I'm just watching the demo just like in my other videos. Except for Battle Squadron and Grand War, which you just saw me do a little demonstration play earlier. So again. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. You can also get the fairy, which will give you power-ups, and I do know it may push you back a little. Yes, the further you get, the harder the bosses are gonna be, so just don't be an easy target, unless if you're a great grandmaster of playing. If you thought that was a good Sega Genesis shmup, then give this game a try, which was developed by Data East. Yes, many of you already know Darwin, the arcade, and Super Darwin. Now check out Darwin 4081. That's right, you play as a spaceship that evolves, because the more power up you get, it's acting like you turn into a more powerful robotic animal, the way how I look at it. That's right, and you will also be collecting DNA and other items. But be careful, because sometimes your ship will power down. And if you get hit, you'll power down even further, or you'll power down even if you didn't get hit. So just stay tough. Okay, here comes one of the greatest shmups that has never left Japan, which was developed by Toho Company, which many of you know that made the original Godzilla movies from the 1950s all the way until 2004. That's right, Heavy Unit Mega Drive Special. Yes, I know some of you don't know much about the arcade or the PC engine, but this one, you can only go through it once, unlike the arcade version, which loops forever. The PC engine only makes you go through 2 loops and then you get the ending. The Mega Drive, when you beat it once, that's it. You don't get no loops. And you get a different ending where their spaceship flies through the credits. Anyway, you play as a spaceship, but if you get power up, you turn into a powerful mech. Yeah, kind of a little bit like Arrow Flash, except you don't transform until you get the power-ups. But this is one of the greatest Sega Genesis games in my opinion, since I do prefer that. That's right, you will be fighting mechs and monsters, as usual. So give this a shot, because this is one of the greatest games you cannot pass up. Okay, at number 4, we have a game, since I know it was published by Tengen, but it was also published by Toleplan, the Grindstormer. Yes, I know I already covered this before when I compared the arcade and the Mega Drive version. So I say the Mega Drive version or Sega Genesis is just arcade perfect since it has everything. The only thing that's different is just a little bit brighter color. Not much for me to say here since it will blow you away. So give this a shot as well. You definitely cannot go wrong with this. Here is one of the greatest shooters that not many people talk about. Biohazard Bow. In Japan, it's called Crying Ashogisma Masu or something like that. But anyway, instead of playing as a spaceship, you play as alien living creatures. You have the green one, which is the bug. You have a sturgeon fish-like creature that looks like a sturgeon. You have a flying fish, which almost looks like a bird, is what's said in Wikipedia or something like that, but it's still an alien. And of course, the alien stingray with frog legs. Each of these characters have their own kind of power-up. That's right, You can hold the main shot button just to blast away a wave of shots and then pick up some icons that will give you different powerful power-ups. Definitely give Biohazard Battle a try if you really like environmental alien creatures and shmups. At number 2, we have... That's right, Eliminate Down. Yes, I know you already saw this before in my Hidden Gem video, but I get to cover again with better commentary. You play as a spaceship that has 3 main weapons, from your straight shot all the way to your back shot. Yes, Eliminate Down, which was developed by Soft Vision in 1993. Notice, I almost forgot to mention there's a mini game where you just kind of a little bit like whack-a-mole, which is a little fun. But anyway, Eliminate Down is a shooter, yep, as usual, just fighting an alien empire that's trying to conquer the universe. Okay, this is a demo of Stage 1. Like I said, I know that this has already got a cart that I saw in other videos that's green now, since it is one of the most unique shooters. So, like I said, do not go wrong with this shooter. Because if you're up for a challenge, then give this a chance, because Eliminate Down is definitely worth having in your Sega Genesis collection. And at number 1, the best one of all that many of you should have in your collection, which was developed by Technosoft, Thunder Force 4, which you already saw in my mini video, one of the best Sega Genesis games. I know this is the American version, since I know they got lightning wrong by adding an E to it, instead of just not having an E, because I know you probably mean a different definition of lightning. But anyway, Thunder Force 4 is definitely one of the best shooters. Unlike the other 2 Thunder Force games, notice that this is probably going to be just as tough as nails. Yes, since I know most of you always get stuck between Stage 7 to the later stages. But anyway, give this a chance because it will play just like the other Thunder Force games. Except for number 1, which I know the options weren't added until Thunder Force 2, then all the way to 3. But anyway, yes. Again, you're fighting the Orin Empire. Okay, that's all. Please like, share, and subscribe.